number of new developments in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Sources tell CNN that authorities in New York have executed as many as 3 search warrants against the suspected killer, Luigi Mangione. One source says the backpack recovered in Central Park and a burner phone found near the killing are among the focus. ABC News.
What are they looking for if the case is open and shut?
The attorney's office is also presenting evidence to a grand jury. And as investigators search for a possible motive, there is a new twist. A United Healthcare spokesperson says Mangione was not a member. Joining us now is James Allen Fox, a professor of criminology at Northeastern University. He also wrote Extreme Killing, Understanding Serial and Mass Murder. Thank you so much for joining us. So are you surprised that Mangione was not part of United Healthcare in any way? Does that affect motive?
No, I'm not surprised. Actually, originally, the belief was that there was some direct connection with the company in terms of a denial. But clearly, given the background of wealth and so forth, that it more seemed like that he could afford any health care he needed, but it was against the industry. And given the size and the prominence of this particular insurance company, it was an attack against the industry. And this particular victim, the symbolic takedown, as it was described, is also an attack at the industry. So it's not a surprise that he was not insured by that particular company. It was more about the industry itself.
So he has an Ivy League, right? As you point out, he has an Ivy League education. He has the support of a wealthy family, presumably. What about his background stands out to you, especially over this last year before the killing?
Well, the fact he went sort of quiet, underground, his family didn't hear from him. Over this period of time, it was likely he was thinking about what his next move would be and planning out this attack. So it was quite deliberate, clearly. He had plans about how to get there, when to be there, when the conference would be held and where. And then, of course, his getaway. So there's his certain degree of planning involved was what he was engaged in during the 6 months when no one heard from him.
A Florida woman is now charged with threatening her insurance company. She allegedly ended her phone call by saying delay, deny, depose, the same words found on bullet casings at that murder scene. It just seems like this crime has tapped into something really ugly about Americans' anger with insurance companies. And, it's just like I'm speechless. When you see this.
It's not just concern about the insurance industry and feeling that they're unfair. It's also the income inequality in this country, that we have CEOs who make tremendous amount of money and large bonuses. At the same time, they are not treating the general public, perhaps, fairly. So there's lots of people getting rich at the top, and the ordinary American is suffering at their expense. So that's
you can't just murder someone because you want social change on that, and that's reprehensible.
Oh, it is reprehensible, clearly, and it's reprehensible that so many people see him as a hero. Of course, that's not a new thing. There were folks back in the 60s that thought Charles Manson was a hero. There are people who thought that Theodore Kaczynski was a hero. These were individuals who went after the rich and the powerful. And there are many people in America who identify with that and applaud that. It's shameful, but it's true.
And I want to get to more on that, this shocking level of online support for Mangione. One crowdfunding website we found has raised $76,000 for his legal defense. And Mangione's defense attorney says he's also been getting offers to help pay for his legal defense. News Nation even captured a fellow inmate shouting support at the prison where he's being held. Listen. Are you concerned this case could inspire copycats to target other corporate executives or just other people who want attention like he's getting?
Well, certainly there's always the potential for copycats, but those potential copycats should realize that such an act can end them up in the same kind of predicament as Mangione. So do they want to be famous? Perhaps. Do they want to be a hero? Perhaps. But it's certainly not a wise move, and hopefully we'll not see it. What we are seeing, of course, are flyers around New York City